Hey everyone, welcome into the Out Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Monday, July 13th, and because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What Sold on eBay. Let's start by looking at our photos of our shipping from the week, just to kind of give you the idea of volume we're doing. We had a pretty good weekend this weekend. We sent out 35 total packages. 34 eBay sales for the weekend and one on Boxery, which was a plush. That's a pretty good weekend for us. Our sell-through rate average historically 0.5% on our clothing, a little bit higher on our remotes. That's like about 10 a day. So for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we should be right at 30. During normal times, this is summer slowdown. So 35, pretty good. We'll take it. Last Monday, we had 31, 28 eBay sales, and 3 on Poshmark. So we're hovering right around 30 or a little bit more for the weekends, which is really good during the summer slowdown. Last Tuesday was total poop. We had 2 eBay sales total. Typically, Tuesday is our slow day of the week, but only 2. Pretty rotten. So I did bring out the little poop for the photo for that day. This poop was sent to me by Robert. You guys know Robert, the Plushie King. Wednesday, we popped right back up to 12 though. 11 on eBay and 1 on Poshmark. Thursday, we had 5. And then on Friday, we had 9. So pretty typical summer sales here, up and down, up and down. Some days where there's hardly anything. And then you have some days where you bounce back and have a lot. And then the accumulation over the weekend seems to be a little bit more than the daily sales during the week. And I think that's typical of eBay year-round. More folks are shopping on the weekend. All right, guys, let's go over here and take a look at the highlights of the week. We're going to start with the plush because they're my favorite, and we always start with them. We sold this Nemo. He's 22 inches big. Pretty cool Nemo. Pretty big Nemo. He's shiny. He's nice and big and soft. He was $1.99 at Goodwill, and he sold on a best offer of 11, but they paid shipping in addition to that. I was hoping to get a little bit more for him, but he sat around for a while. So off he went to his new forever home. He did ship in a large mailing box. Here we have Curious George with a little blue tie. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. And he sold for a best offer of $15.15. And he shipped first class in a poly bag. Guys, Garfield, you just saw him on Friday in a haul video. He came home with me 2 weekends ago. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. And again, you guys just saw him on Friday in a haul video. I listed him on Saturday and he sold within a couple of hours of being listed. He did go on our weekend sale, so I did want around $18-19 for him. But he sold for $16.87, which it's not showing you here. I don't know why. But we do a 25% sale off on the weekend. So he did sell for $16.87. So he sold really quickly, and I was really surprised because Garfield sometimes tends to be oversaturated. And when I comped him, there were folks that had these same size, very similar to him, for very, very cheap. And I thought, well, I'll just list mine high and sit on it for a while. I'll be happy to wait my turn to get the higher price, but then he sold really fast. So again, you guys, when I tell you don't be afraid to price high, don't participate in that race to the bottom. Sometimes it works out in your favor. If you have really good photos, you have good keywords, it's the perceived value. The buyer perceives more value in your item if you have better photos, if you're a little bit pricier, because yours seems like it's better. They might wonder what's wrong with the cheaper ones. And this isn't the first time that I've listed something and priced it way high above all the rest, intending to sit and wait, and it sells really fast before the other ones. So just make sure, you can see like my back pictures aren't as bright and nice as my front one. So just make sure that your main photo is in square mode, has a nice bright background. Even if you don't use the white background, just make sure it's nice and bright and it's a cute photo of the plush and it looks really nice. And then make sure you follow the formula you're supposed to be following for the titles, and that you're cramming all the good keywords in, and do your best practices like free shipping. You can build that into the price. You can do free returns on Plush because people don't really return them, knock on wood. If you do all of that, you can price high, and you'll be surprised that sometimes yours will sell before the rest of them. All right, moving on to Winnie the Pooh here in his Easter costume. His Easter Bunny costume. This is the Easter Bunny Pooh from the Disney store. 50 cents at the Goodwill. He sold for $9.37. Winnie the Pooh is kind of saturated, so even these little ones in costumes don't always sell for as much or comp really well. Last week we saw the Eeyore and the dinosaur costume. But I will still source them because I find them for 50 cents and sometimes even a quarter at yard sales and stuff. So I still snatch them up because my cost of goods is so low. Here we have a dolphin by Applause. This came out of the Wholesale Plush lot I bought at the beginning of the year. This is a pretty cool pink and gray dolphin. He's cute, got a little ball nose. He sold for a best offer of $16.16. I guess they didn't want to pay that 87 cents. But we did accept their offer of 16, and then he shipped first class in a poly bag. Here's a Lovey that came from that same Wholesale lot. Thank heaven for little boys. Super cute Lovey. Loveys are bolos. You guys hear me say that all the time, but I cannot express it enough. Loveys are bolos. This one sold for $12 and shipped first class. Then we have a baby Hugs, or is this Tugs? This is Hugs. Tugs is the blue boy. I had one of those last week. So we have a baby Hugs here. She sold for $13.99. I usually try to start the vintage Care Bears, especially baby Hugs and baby Tugs, more towards $20. But she had some stuff going on. She had damage to her tushy heart. This is their tushy heart. Care Bears always have that heart on their butt. Hers is like all faded and scratched up. And then she had writing on her tush tag. So, and that's all faded. Like there's no writing. It's just, you can't list something that's vintage for $20 if you don't have the date, if they can't read it on the tag. So I did start her at 14, but she sold for 14. She shipped first class. She cost 50 cents at the Goodwill. So I would still pick her up anyway. Just remember, if yours are in better shape than this, you can ask for more than I did. Then we have a brown Build-A-Bear. This came out of the Wholesale Plush lot. He's just a plain brown bear. He has a little bit different face than they usually have. It's kind of cute. Well, he is cute. Anyway, he sold for $18.99 and he shipped first class. So don't be afraid, guys. I keep telling you that. Don't be afraid to list your plain Build-A-Bear animals for $18, $19. They will sell. Then we have a Zoom Zoom. This is Captain Marvel. And it's a foot long, kind of a bigger plush. And I did put her real name, Carol Danvers, The Avengers. Guys, if you have superheroes and you're not a big fat dork like me, go ahead and do a quick Google search on them and find their real name. Every superhero has their superhero name and then their alter ego, their human name. And then some of them are part of groups like the Avengers or the Justice League. So make sure you do a quick Google if you're not a big dork and you don't know these things, because these are keywords that big dorks like me look for. So put their real names in their groups and stuff like that. Oh, she sold for $12.99. Sorry. So she was 50 cents at the Goodwill. She sold for $12.99 and she shipped first class on a big old poly bag. Then we sold one of our dwarfs. I did get 6 of these. Some of you may remember that haul video I think towards the end of last year. I found 6 of these dwarves. I don't remember which 6 they were, but I do remember I didn't have the full set and talking about that in the haul video. And I also have a very clear memory of digging through all of the plush at the Goodwill, and Keith was helping me to find them all. We found a couple and we kept digging, we kept finding more. We only found 6. I contemplated going online and seeing if anybody had the 7th one super cheap in case it was someone who was, racing to the bottom, and then completing my set and selling the whole set. But I decided to list them singularly. Well, I'm glad I did. They were 50 cents a piece. Grumpy here sold for $13 and shipped first class, but I got positive feedback from the buyer already, and the note they left with their positive feedback was that they were so happy to get him because he completed the set. So he was the 7th dwarf somebody else needed. So by listing them individually, I increased my chances to sell them for folks who are out looking for the dwarves they don't have or looking to complete their sets. But if I had have found all 7 at the Goodwill on the same day, I most likely would have sold them as a set. So sometimes you just have to kind of decide for yourself. If you want to sell them as a set, you can definitely get more money that way. But sometimes people, especially with plush, are looking to complete their own set or to replace an animal or a doll they lost. And we have another plain old Build-A-Bear. This one's a dog. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill. He's just a plain brown dog, and he sold for $16. He would have started his life out around 18 or 19. He's been around for a little while, so his price has been getting lowered a little bit over time. Still happy with 16. He shipped first class, and again, his cost of goods was only 50 cents. Here's this Hug and Love brand. I know I've talked about it recently. It's kind of a generic brand. It doesn't do that well typically, but then sometimes I'll find unicorns or the hybrid unicorns or dragons or something in this brand, and they'll sell for a lot of money. So again, it's not always about the brand. Sometimes it's about the animal. This calico cat came in a bag of plush, so we paid a couple bucks with this for this big giant bag of plush, and all the good stuff sold first, paid for the bag, and the cat's just icing on the cake. Sold for $7.99, shipped first class. All right, we're gonna jump into the clothes now, guys. You're looking at a Patagonia men's shirt, capleen base layer. This came out of a wholesale lot of clothes that we got. So this was $1. Everything in that wholesale lot was $1 a piece. We just bought somebody's store out that was going out of business. So this sold for a best offer of $21.09, and it shipped first class. Everyone knows Patagonia's a bolo. Here we have some Hollister jeans. These came out of a thread-up box. They are ripped, destroyed, distressed. They're size 1. I do really well with Hollister size 0, but size 1 I'll take it. These small sizes do just as well as plus sizes, guys. Women who are very small have just as hard of a time of finding their sizes in the store as plus size women do. The average sizes are the ones that are really easy to find. So when you find size 0, size 1, 3, grab them up. They do really well. These are the high-rise super skinny. I like Hollister jeans, these smaller sizes. I sell them all day long. I will usually pick them up when I find them in the wild, if I can find them for like 99 cents or a couple bucks. They only usually sell for between 18 to 20, depending on how they look and the size. But they sell within a couple days of listing typically, and they always ship first class. So I do like them because even though they're not a huge profit or a huge moneymaker, they're a fast return on our investment, and they don't cost as much as most jeans to ship. And then again, these came out of a thread-up box, and they sold pretty fast once I finally got them up. And speaking of brands that aren't that great that still sell really well for some reason, Abercrombie & Fitch is not that great of a brand anymore. But these came out of a thread-up box. They had the nice raw hems and ripped knees, and they were size 28. Again, a really small size. And this one sold for $19.99 and shipped first class. So you can see these two, like, quote unquote, most people would say these are no lows or things you shouldn't source. I sold one pair for 19 and one pair for 20. So I do like grabbing those when I find them in the wild. And I like when they come in my thread-up boxes as well. All right, this is a Harley Davidson men's shirt. This came out of the wholesale lot, so this was $1 for our cost. It's a 2XL. We took a best offer on the shirt for $19, and it shipped first class. Here we have a Koi scrub top. This is a brand you definitely want to be looking for. I just talked about these on Friday. The Koi tops tend to be a little more fancy. They look more like blouses or shirts, not quite so industry or medical. People do like them. They have a following, and I do well in all sizes, even the small and the extra small. This one I accepted a best offer of $15.15. It had been sitting around for a while, so I did let it go for $15. It shipped first class. And then this one, same brand, Koi, sold for $18, and it sold a little bit faster. Now it's only been around for maybe a week, and it just sold at full asking price. But this one is an extra large, so that's probably part of the difference. Again, I do well in all the sizes, but you guys, the large sizes are always going to go first in women's tops, and typically in jeans too. This is an extra large, and it's a little bit cuter. I think it's more of a blousey look. It's got the cap sleeves. It's bright, colorful. So both of these were only 99 cents at the Goodwill, and they both shipped first class. Then we have these rag and bone jeans. These came out of a thread-up box. Most of the times our cost of goods on the thread-up boxes are right around $1.76 to $1.89 per pair, depending on how many items came in the box, because they sell it by weight. And then sometimes we have codes where we can get free shipping, and it lowers our cost a little bit. But I always average it out to like $1.75. So these are the Dre. Rag and Bone is apparently a bolo. So this was a new to me brand I learned about because they came in a thread-up box. And they are now on my own personal bolo list. This pair sold for $40.49 on the best offer. And they shipped first class. Next up, we have this men's Habitat denim button front shirt. Large, and look at the graphics on this with these wolves. Nice. We took a best offer on this of $32.50. It did ship first class, and this was $1 out of the wholesale. Then we have these glasses that have been around. I mean, I feel like they've been around as long as the newspaper articles they're talking about on these glasses. We thought they were a good find. This was forever ago. Forever. I do remember that they were 10 cents a piece, and we thought, oh look, the war is over, and the Kennedy assassination, and somebody will really want these. And no, they sat forever. They did finally sell, though, for $15 for the pair, $14.99, and they paid shipping. We were glad to see them go. But I think in the beginning, when we were learning, we just always grabbed anything like this because, oh, hey, look, it's only 10 cents, and people collect glasses. And I don't really know. I mean, a lot of our glasses have started selling recently, but they've all been around forever. So they're just very long tail, waiting for that exact right person that wants these, I guess. Or maybe they're completing a set, kind of like the dwarves. Anyway, finally they went. We have an Adidas shirt here. Came out of the wholesale, so it was only $1. And it's an extra large. Nice jersey. Venezuela soccer shirt. It sold for $34.99 and shipped first class. Silver jeans. My favorite. These are capris as well. So that's awesome that they sold for $30.46. I always start capris a little bit less than I start full-length jeans because there's less material. They'll usually ship first class. They're shorter, they're less material, and most people don't want to pay $50 for a pair of capris. So these did sell for $30.46. They were $6.99 at the Goodwill, and they shipped first class. And you guys, I haven't shown you any remotes in a while. Remotes are still selling daily, still hanging out at a 1% sell-through rate. We don't have as many in the store anymore, obviously, because we've sold a lot of them. We had every single remote listed by the end of April. So we haven't listed any new remotes in a couple of months. But they continue to sell. Obviously, the less we have in the store, the less we're going to sell. They stay at a 1% sell-through rate, and they are all over the board, anywhere from $8 to $40 and $50. We just sold a really expensive one today. But I wanted to show you guys this one, Rotel radio tuner, because it's Rotel, and I don't think a lot of people are familiar with that brand. So if you see Rotel and you're like, what the heck is that? Rotel's tomatoes, right? Go ahead and grab them, the radio tuner, and it looks like this. And I think it's because it's a radio tuner that it went for the 2624, maybe not so much the brand. We accepted a best offer on it of $23.62, so we started it at a little high, and then we took a best offer, and of course it shipped first class in a bubble mailer. Alright guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. It really helps the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Link down below to join. There is a special code in the group if you're a member to get 15% off of our Plush guide. And that's still good. I'm going to keep it running for probably till the end of the month, maybe even longer. But you got to be in the group to get the code. And I guess if you want to find me, I'm at Flippin' Hippos, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. As always, guys, go be productive. Go make some money. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. You guys are the best. Bye.